Live from the News Center, this is News Channel 8 on your side at 11.
Tonight, crossing the line, dozens of therapists suspected of having sex with their patients are put on notice. The state is coming after you.
We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of psychotherapists, criminals, walking the street of Florida unscathed.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gail Sears.
I'm Bob Height. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Tonight, an 8 on your side Tampa Tribune team report. When psychotherapists cross the line and sleep with their patients, the state of Florida considers it a felony, punishable by prison time. Even so, we discovered state health officials rarely report these crimes to prosecutors, even though the law requires them to do it. Samara Sotis joins us now with more. Sam?
Gail, it started with one Bay Area man who started requesting public records from the State Department of Health. He did it all through email, never spoke to anyone, but what he uncovered was a systemic breakdown at the state level. His requests alone prompted a massive investigation, revealing state health officials failed to do their job, failed to report therapists who have sex with their patients to local prosecutors.
The law says...
Last summer, Ken Kramer got to thinking about psychotherapists and abuse.
So I started doing is compiling all the discipline reports on every psychotherapist in the state since 1980. And I started looking at all of these, and there's hundreds and hundreds of them. I discovered that a lot of them were having sex with their patients.
Kramer is a researcher for the Citizens Committee on Human Rights, a group that monitors psychotherapist misconduct. Kramer became acquainted with a Florida statute which forbids sexual relations between therapists and patients. He wondered why hundreds of therapists were never charged for violating the law. The Florida Department of Health is supposed to refer these cases to prosecutors, but Kramer found out state officials rarely did.
How did this go wrong? I don't know what happened. It's pretty simple. All you got to do is refer it to the state attorney. It's just paper, with the crime on it, but they weren't doing it.
Kramer discovered more than 100 therapists suspected of having sexual relationships on record with the state were never punished for breaking the law.
So now you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of psychotherapists, criminals, walking the street of Florida unscathed.
Kramer's inquiry prompted a state investigation. Last week, the Inspector General concluded Kramer's allegation that health officials failed to report crimes was true. In response, Health Secretary John Aguinobi demoted the person in charge of criminal referrals. For the past month, Tampa Tribune reporter Lenny Savino investigated the case and discovered a systemic meltdown on a state level.
Our investigation indicates that there's a breakdown in the communication between all the people and agencies that should prosecute these cases.
But to Ken Kramer, it comes down to the state failing to punish a crime.
It's rape. It's psychiatric rape. That's what it is.
The state investigation goes on and will likely take months to complete. State workers are searching through 24,000 files in a warehouse in Tallahassee. Those are all disciplinary cases on record with the state about the psychotherapists, and state officials are trying to find out if any of these cases involved sex or other crimes that would be punishable in a court of law. It's likely that that number of more than 100 Florida therapists suspected of having sexual relationships with their patients will go up. Because of Kramer's work, state health officials are now referring more criminal cases to local state attorneys. Several prosecutors in the Bay Area have already begun to collect them. Gail.
All right, Sam. Thank you. In tomorrow's Tampa Tribune, reporter Lenny Savino examines several Bay Area therapists who were reprimanded by the health department for sex crimes but never prosecuted. He also examines why many of these cases will never be prosecuted because the statute of limitations has expired.